What's happening, everybody? I'm Steve, and welcome back to Junk Drummer TV, and welcome to my completely original video series, What Makes This Drum Track Great. Today's track comes from the 2001 five-star classic, Toxicity by System of a Down. Of course, today we're going to be playing Chop Suey. Not playing all of Chop Suey, but talking about what makes this drum track great. And this drum track is really great, and it is played very greatly by John Dolamayan. And people in the comment section, I don't want to hear about his politics, because all we're going to talk about is his drumming today, because that's all that matters. It's all that matters to me. Should be all that matters to you. There's so much in this song, just like every System of a Down song, right? System of a Down is kind of like the name of their genre. Like if you were to say, you know, they're heavy, I guess you'd call them a heavy metal band. I mean, we're going to see kind of a blast beat today. But the best way to describe System of a Down is their System of a Down. So let's get into Chop Suey. I love that note. It makes no sense, but it makes all the sense in the world. Okay, so Tom intro. Very 90s, which, I mean, System of a Down was around in the 90s. You've heard me talk on other videos that the 90s were a fantastic time for tom grooves, and this is no different. So the main rhythm of this is 1 and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4. 1 and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4. Now, I'm not sure exactly how it's orchestrated around the drum set, but he's also playing 4 on the floor on the bass drum, so it's, you know, right? I actually think that he plays the same setup that I have here. I think he plays 2 up, 2 down. Okay, so this is a song that I teach a lot of my students, my more intermediate to advanced students. And it's a chance for me to introduce quarter note grooves, which is what's going on there. I've said it on other videos. I'll say it again, and I'll say it till the end of time. If you want to make something sound heavier, you play less ride notes. If you want something to sound thrashier, you play more ride notes and more just notes in general. So that's a quarter note groove. You know, you want to, a lot of students will hear it and want to go, right? But it's not. It's right. If you're of a certain level of drummer, it is very easy to not play the rhythm that it is, which is 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, and 4, a 1, because it is a 2-measure phrase. The only difference on that second measure, it's 3 and instead of 3. A lot of my students, depending on their level of playing, will do this and make it sound like triplets, right? So when they do that, I'll have them play it eighth notes. So they have that demarcation line of that and to place the uhs in the right way. Listen to the difference between the two. The right way and the swung wrong way. You know, I always tell kids, if it makes it sound like it's happy trails, then you're playing it wrong. Right? But that is a great example of playing a quarter note groove to make it sound heavier. Oh, I almost forgot. All of these videos get copyright claimed like a mofo. So if you like what I'm doing and you enjoy what I do here on Junk Drummer TV, please give me a like, a comment, and a share. It will help me out. Go check out the 300 videos that I have already posted on my channel. And also in the comments section, tell me what song you would like for me to do next on What Makes This Drum Track Great.
Wake up! Wake up! Grab brush and put a little makeup! Have the sense to fade away the shake up! Why'd you leave the keys up on the table?
Okay, so if you know the lyrical content of this song, it is a very serious subject that we will not go into, but it's just the funniest drum part to me. And I mean that in the best way possible. It makes me laugh, and drums can have humor. I think this is a humorous drum part. You know, it's right. I guess it's a blast beat, like the slowest blast beat, right? Like I guess you always think of like blast beats being like, right? I'm not a blast beat drummer. Go check out 66 Samus for all that. Oh, but that part is around the vocal part, right? The right, and it's a good example of how drums can take their cues from other instruments beside the bass, right? The foundation of drumming is, you match your bass drum up with what the bass player's playing. But like John Bonham used the guitar part a lot to inform his drum part. And this drum part is definitely informed by Serge, who is one of the greatest frontmen of our time.
Here you go, creating another table. You wanted to grab a brush and put a little makeup. You wanted to understand the pain with the shake up.
So then we're into like a B section of the verse. If you think the verse is that, world's slowest blast beat, and then we're into like the B section. It's just then he is going with the bass part. Doom, da, doom, doom. Right, so then he's lining up. So it's like the verse A would be the blast beat that is taking its cue from the vocal part and then landing down with the bass player on verse B.
You wanted to. Why'd you leave the kids up on the table? You wanted to. Why don't think you trust in my self-righteous suicide?
And like all System of a Down songs, there's so much extremes in the arrangement. So we've had, like a quarter note groove. We've had a slow blast beat. And now we're just straight in halftime. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Right? The chorus is in halftime. And when you go from the hectic madness of that slow blast beat, and then you resolve to that really, and then that's a really pretty part. Again, read the lyrics of this song. The song is fucking depressing, lyric wise. The ride cymbal part with the halftime makes it all pretty and makes it a nice resolve from all of that of verse A, right?
When angels deserve to die.
So we're back to that, intro quarter note groove.
Wake up.
So, an extended version of the slow blast beat. We're just going to call it the slow blast beat, right? So let's go ahead and skip on to the second chorus because this is all kind of the same stuff that we've already heard.
I don't think you trust.
A little triplet drum fill going into it.
In my self-righteous suicide, I cry when angels deserve to die.
So that second chorus and the third chorus as well has an extended part. It's like a longer chorus, and he starts playing more bass drum. And nothing really in this song is super difficult to play on the drum set, but the parts themselves are so effective and serves what the song is trying to accomplish. So many of my comment section comments are people like just complaining that's not that difficult. That's not the fucking point. You didn't come up with that part. You didn't make the decisions. This concept, I've been thinking about this a lot. I've been talking to my buddy Andrew Rooney, who I did an interview with, who's the other kind of big time. Well, I don't know if I'm big time, but drum teacher React guy. And this onus on difficulty, I never understood, because that's like saying that a novel is better because the writer typed faster or something. It makes no sense. So yeah, this part, pretty simple, but so effective. So the first chorus is, kind of one time through, and then it extends on, and there's all these long notes being sang by the singer, and you're able to move it along by adding more notes. So effective. So you're going from the first part, and then that's just such good drum composition.
Self-righteous suicide, I cry when angels deserve to die.
And eclectic is a way of life over at the System of a Down camp. So we've had a slow blast beat, we've had a quarter note groove, we've had a really pretty halftime thing, and this is just straight punk rock double time. You can tell that this is another band that is influenced by Faith No More and maybe even Mr. Bungle, and there might be some Frank Zappa sprinkled in. Now, if you know those bands' styles, you know that genre means shit to them. They will use any genre that they deem fit to make their art with, and that's what you're seeing right here. This is just a double time punk rock groove. What this song is, and System of a Down in general, is a case for listening to every kind of music, all of it. They even have an influence from their home country and a lot of their music as well. So those days of just being like, I'm a punk drummer, or I'm a funk drummer, or I'm a jazz drummer, are really, really gone. Like, it's kind of an obsolete way to look at things, because when you think about John Dolamayan's drumming, you don't think of him. It's just like, oh, he's a hard rock drummer, or he's a funk drummer or something. It's everything. It's all of the things in a melting pot. It's great. So now we're back to that verse B groove. Okay, and then the chorus out is exactly the same chorus that we talked about earlier. The second chorus and third chorus are basically the same. And of course, it ends with. So I am a huge System of a Down fan. Toxicity was a CD that stayed in my car. I'm trying to think of what car I had when I was listening to Toxicity ad nauseum. I think I had a Hyundai Sonata. I had a Hyundai Sonata. It was a piece of shit. But I didn't mind driving in my piece of shit because I had Toxicity in the CD player. And I'm pretty sure the CD player cost more than what I paid for the car. So there are all the things that I think that makes this drum track great. John Dolamayan is one of the finest drummers that we have seen in the last 2 decades. I don't think it's hard to argue with that. And System of a Down is one of the greatest bands that we have had in those same decades, and I don't think you can argue that. Now, if you like all that, give me a like, give me a comment and share. Go check out my Patreon. Go check out my merch table. I got a bunch of stuff there for you. And again, go down in the comment section and tell me what is the next song you want me to do for what makes this drum track great. Keep practicing until it's easy.